In question 4 for Unit 15, we invest in a stock that rises in price over 3 years. The question doesn't tell us how many shares of the stock we buy, and actually it won't matter for this question. So let's arbitrarily assume that we buy 10 shares of stock. Originally, when we buy our 10 shares of stock, they're worth $76.59. Let's format this as a dollar amount. So, at the beginning of the 3-year period, we buy the stock and here's the price, $765.90. 3 years later, we still have our 10 shares of stock, but now it's worth $97.34 for each share. The total value is $973.40, and again we'll format it as a dollar amount. Of course, when we sell the stock, we've made money, and therefore the government will want to take out tax. How much did we earn? The profit, the capital gain, is the end price minus the beginning price. We made $207.50. The capital gains tax rate is 15%. So since this was our gain, our tax will be 15% of that amount. Here's the amount of tax we need to pay. It's 15% of the gain of $207.50. That's tax of $31.13. So at the end of the 3 years, we have $973.40 minus the amount we have to send to the government. At the beginning of 3 years, we have this amount. At the end, we have this amount. And our question is, how much has our purchasing power increased, assuming that over the same period of time, inflation was running at 2.5%. Let's look at an item we might like to buy, say one that costs $100. If the inflation rate is 2.5%, then 1 year later it will cost $102.50. We want to look over a period of 3 years, and over the 3 years it increases in price from $100 to $107.69. At the beginning of this time we had $765.90. I'll just copy it from here. At the end of the period, the money we had to spend was this amount here, the amount after taxes. So how many items could we buy at the beginning? At the beginning we had this much money to spend, and items cost $100 a piece. We could buy about 7.5 of them. At the end we had this much money to spend, and items cost this much, so we could buy more, 8.75 approximately. And now our question is, how quickly was this increasing? In other words, what percentage would our purchasing power have to go up each year to grow from 7.659 to about 8.75? Let's find out. We'll copy this number, make a guess about the percentage increase, apply it for the 3 years, and see if we get to what we want. The answer is no, this number is a little too small. So we'll use goal seek to adjust it. We'd like our final answer to be 8.474996, and we'll get it by adjusting this percentage. Our real purchasing power, our ability to buy things, was growing at an average annual rate of 4.54%.